This fight, man, you can't do it alone. You need a squad. You need people that are constantly sitting at the table fighting for justice. That's what we did. Thank God it worked out. Lena got a $3.1 million verdict, and we're going to appeal the portion of the case that the judge took away, and hopefully we'll be back for the other $26.9 million.
Losing my son was the worst thing. It feels like someone literally took your heart and ripped it out.
The law is very clear, and they get training on this. You cannot seize a child from his parents unless there's an emergency.
Not only was baby Ryan taken away without a warrant,
many of you know that I'm a civil rights lawyer. And from time to time, other people ask me to get involved in their case. So I'm in San Diego, and I meet this guy named Sean McMillan. He says, "Hey King, I heard you're a civil rights lawyer." I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" He says, "I heard you're a pretty good trial lawyer." I said, "I'm all right." He says, "I got this case I want to talk to you about." I said, "What's about?" "Civil rights." I said, "Against the cops?" Civil rights cases generally is against the government. He says, "No, it's this lady who got her kid taken away unjustifiably by DCFS." I said, "I've never done any one of those cases." So I said, "Yeah, man, let's do it." Comes to find out, this is a huge case against the Department of Children and Family Services for seizing babies without a warrant. You can't go into someone's home and snatch up their kid unless there's imminent danger or you got a warrant.
They allege willful and intentional starvation of a child with an E count, which is severe neglect.
So the more and more I got into it, I found out that our client, Ralphalina Duval, got her baby snatched away at the tender age of 15 months. And she's never got him back. Chances are she never will. Let me introduce you to the war room.
Rafaelina Duval's baby Ryan was taken away when he was only 15 months old. Social workers from the LA County Department of Children and Family Services accused Duval of abusing her baby.
The good thing about the case is it's in LA, so it's on my turf. So what's going on is Sean McMillan, Richard Prager, they've flown out here. I've got a place for a month, probably 2 months. It's gonna take 6 weeks in order to do this thing. One local counsel I work with, Tiffany Chung, she's a big part of this. So it's 4 of us. It's kind of funny. We've got a black guy, Asian girl, Jewish guy, white guy. So pretty much got it all covered. One of the things that touched me about this case is not only do we have a diverse group of lawyers, but my client, she's from the Dominican Republic. So at times she speaks Spanish. And one of the things she got busted for was speaking Spanish to her baby. And I'm like, what? She's singing Spanish to her babies? Or it's during a monitored visit. And the monitor doesn't speak Spanish. So get a Spanish-speaking monitor. You're a baby. You want your baby to know where you're from, what your native language is, what your native tongue is. That's what makes America America. Pisses me off. "23rd floor, baby. We're at 2309. 23 is a lucky number." Hello, hello, thank you. All right.
Hello.
You look tired.
No, I'm not.
It's Friday. That is Eric. Agent's a lawyer.
I spread my lotion all over the counter.
Oh, did I? Dude, I need a lot of lotion, man.
Yeah,
What do you mean, I
you
spilled
gotta
it?
close it. You gotta clean it and close it when you're done.
Oh,
There's
dude, I'm
shit
sorry.
everywhere. No, it's all right. It's all right.
The other attorney doesn't even talk to Dr. Gill to know that it's a lie. Right? What do you do with that?
Right.
Well, that undermines the process. You know, the judge, and that's his answer, that undermines the process. The judge has to know everything. If the attorney's not doing his job, it's a problem.
There was a lot of conflict, because after we dealt with the lies, what ended up happening is we started getting hit with motions. These are motions for non-suit. So what happens is your whole case can get thrown out if a motion for non-suit is granted. So we're 5-6 weeks into this thing. I mean, we're swinging, we're fighting. We walk to the apartment every day, walk back, hardly even having a chance to go home. Every single day. We put up these nice banners up, write on them every day, changing our strategies, realigning what we needed to do. It was a war room. It was a war room like no other. I'm talking about we lived, breathed, slept in that place for about 7 weeks straight. But what happened, man, we started getting hit with these motions for non-suit. And what happened is the defense was trying to take away our judicial deception claim. And that would gut out a very significant part of the case. So when they did that, we started having to swing back. And so we're up every night, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, not even preparing for the next day's testimony. We're up trying to defeat this motion, because if it gets granted, we're dead. And it attacked both sides of our case, the civil rights 1983 claim and the disability side of the case. So we had two components. We're fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. Initially, we thought we were going to lose on the disability side, okay? But instead, we lost a significant portion of the civil rights case. And that portion was judicial deception. You see, the judge had a problem. He said, well, King, how can I allow a jury to determine if what a judge did was right? Because essentially we said that the social workers lied in all the court documents all the way through the dependency hearing. In fact, we called a judge, the top judge in dependency court, and asked him about these procedures. He said, in fact, you knew these procedures were going on. You sent out memos to the Department of Children and Family Services to stop it. And it took you several months before anybody began to listen to you, correct? He says, correct. So even though we presented all of that, our judge did not want the jury to determine if what another judge did was right. So the judge took that away from the jury, and the jury did not get to consider that. Now, the judge may be right, he may be wrong, but we're not going to find out until a higher court rules on it. You got to fight this thing all the way to the top, and that's what it takes. And sometimes judges have to make gutsy decisions, and lawyers have to make gutsy decisions. So this is a matter of first impression, so it'll make new law one way or the next. So fighting through that, the judge even tells the jury go home for 2 days. We just worked on that issue. And sure enough, we got punched right in the gut, and it knocked the wind out of us. I remember looking over at Sean and says, man, where are you? And Sean's a street fighter. He's actually got Street Fighter for Justice Award. And he's going to be up again for it, probably based on this case. But we all looked at each other, and we were all dazed, you know, for a few hours. Then we had to shake it off and get back in the mix. So Sean shook it off. He got ready for his closing argument. Tiffany kicked in, started helping out with the jury instructions. Richard did his thing. We got Dan Ambrose to come in, help us out. We got Alejandro Blanco to come in, help us out. I got on the phone with a couple of my buddies, including Nick Rowley, help us out. Everybody was just swinging. And at the end of the day, we stood our ground. And that's what it takes. You see, there's always a squad. There's always got to be a squad to bring justice. Because you can't do it on your own. Because they're out there to defeat you, man. And they'll come after you. And they have endless resources. And the fight is never over until it's over. You have to believe in yourself. You have to stay standing. It's never over until it's over. You have to be the man who thinks he can. So, at the end of the day, we gave our closing arguments. The jury was out for about 2 days. And what started happening is the trial had went so much longer than expected, we started losing jurors. Jurors were like, I gotta go. And we think that that was one of the tactics for the defense. Because if they dragged it out and we lost jurors and we had less than 12 jurors, that's a mistrial.
Right. Process where we make our case on these things. We don't do it in our case in chief. All we've done at this point is put up enough to defeat a non-suit and a motion for directed verdict.
Guess what? Start all over. And so we'd be back right where we started. So thank God our squad pulled together right at the right point in time. We had the people and what it took. But this fight, man, you can't do it alone. You need a squad. You need people that are constantly sitting at the table, fight for justice. That's what we did. Thank God it worked out. Lena got a $3.1 million verdict, and we're going to appeal the portion of the case that the judge took away, and hopefully we'll be back for the other $26.9 million.
Breaking, this mother was awarded $3.1 million, but she says that money does not make up for all of the years that she lost with her babies.
Money is not everything, and no money can ever satisfy how I